Hatcher. It remains a very, very good FA Cup final. And Hatcher! What a magnificent goal!
Good evening. We're back. Hello. How are we? How is everyone? Getting into it then. First one back after about 3 weeks off, I think it is. I think we've had now. Looking forward to it. Obviously, we've got the Euros coming up as well. So obviously, we might talk a little bit about England as well. But obviously, we are a Coventry City podcast. Just remember, guys, where you can find us. The ticker shows at the bottom. I've just brought that up. I've got to get used to doing things again. We are on Twitter or X, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We're sponsored again this season by Right Steel Fabrications. He can do your fabrication work up and down the country, but mainly in the West Midlands and Coventry area. And we're also partnered with the Antidote Sports Bar at the CBS Arena. Please go and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you don't already. And if you don't, why not? If you can go on there and like and subscribe us, that would be great. Thank you very much. We've got some exciting things coming up for you guys that do like and subscribe already. We've got some ex-professional interviews coming up. We've got some fans things that we're doing as well. I don't want to say too much yet, but that's going to be coming out shortly. We'll be doing our season transfers for our different positions like we did last season. We reviewed each position about a week or every other week leading up to the start of the season and bringing in our transfers that we would like to bring in as well. So without further ado, as always, let's get to the questions. So, Josh. Hiya, Josh. How was your holiday, mate? My holiday was really, really good. I tell you what, right? When you're off work, it just seems that it just flies because you're probably busy doing loads of different things and stuff like that. For me, this holiday, this week, was perfect. It felt like I've been away. Really enjoyed it. Really relaxing. Nice walks with the dog and with my wife and stuff. And yeah, it was fantastic. It was brilliant. Really enjoyed it. But I am glad to be back as well. I have missed you guys. I've missed talking to you guys. And yeah, really excited for this for the season coming up. And you know, people that listened to me last year will know how much I love the transfer window. And it opens on Friday. So hopefully Cov won't be behind the 8 ball, if you like, and they'll be front-footed in getting them transfers in nice and early, so we've got plenty to talk about. Obviously, we've got our X Spaces as well every other week until the season starts, so we're really looking forward to that as well. So thank you very much, Josh, for that one. Mark's come on and said, who do you want to see us play in our first game of the season? Really good question, to be fair. Do I want a newly promoted or do I want a relegated side that's come back down? So Sheffield United. Would it be okay to play Hamer if he doesn't go anywhere at Sheffield United and he comes back to the CBS Arena, opening day of the season, and we absolutely batter them like we did at our place once a couple of seasons ago? That would be amazing. Sunderland's always a good opener. Yeah, there's lots that I would like to see for different reasons, I suppose. But yeah, you know what? Probably Sheffield United I'll go with opening day at the CBS. If Hamer's still there. If Hamer's not there, then I'm not really that bothered, to be fair. But yeah, Sheffield United if Hamer's there. Have I got over Wembley yet? Yes, just about now. Yeah, no, I have. I'm over Wembley, to be fair. Still gutted that we couldn't do what we wanted to do and what we should have done, to be fair. But yeah, that it's one of them things. it's one of them things that that happens, and we just move on and we get on with it. We have to be better next year, don't we? You know, we've got to be better next year and do what we need to do. So, yeah, any other questions that you want coming in, please let us know, guys. Any shout-outs that you want me to do, I'm happy to do shout-outs as well. I know there's other things going on. Obviously, there's international games and stuff like that as well. So it might not be as busy as it normally is. But we're back. We're back doing the content that hopefully you guys enjoy. Like I said, if you don't already, please go and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on there. Please go and like and subscribe and share. That would be great. Glenn said, hi, Glenn. Thoughts on O'Hare? Surprised his new club hasn't been announced yet. Yeah, I am a little bit. Do we still think that he's definitely going to go? I've heard that he has been offered new terms. Do we think that he's going to go? I think he has. I'm resigned to, obviously, that I think he's gone. But you never know. Oh, Mark North, you beat me to it. There you go. Yeah, I am, to be fair. But we'll have to wait and see. You're undervalued as COD fan. Thank you very much. Are you on CWR again soon? Hopefully I'll be on. I will be on soon. Maybe next, at some point next season. The dog's barking for some reason, so sorry about that. Thoughts on Ron Rodriguez on ECM signings? Well, obviously ECM was done in January, wasn't it? So we were pleased about ECM. Shame that he couldn't come in January, but yeah, look, he's an exciting talent. Obviously Rodriguez, obviously a lot newer in terms of signing for us. Looking forward to seeing him play. I've seen obviously his clips and stuff. So yeah, liking him down the wing. I don't think he's going to be a starter. I think he will be slowly brought in unless he hits the ground absolutely rocking, because obviously he plays on Sakamoto's side. Sakamoto comes back and he's going to be like a new signing for us. Touch wood, obviously. So yes, that would be really good. Sky Blue Sam, thank you very much, Sky Blue Sam. Who will be our player of the season next season? Wow. That's a hard question to ask already, because we don't know who we're going to be signing, who's leaving. If you're asking me now, I'm going to say Sims. I'm going to say Sims is going to be our player of the season. Hopefully that will help. That will be good for Danny. Surprised that Lawrence's replacement not announced yet. Yeah, I am. There's been nothing on that really, has there? No one that we thought that would be around. Don't know. It is a little bit of a weird one, really. Hopefully everything's working behind the scenes and in the pipeline, but we'll have to wait and see. Sky Blue Sam, thoughts on pre-season games announced so far going to Germany? I won't be going to Germany because I haven't got that much holiday to take. But I think pre-seasons this year is going to be a lot more a tougher test than what we're used to. So we're going to have to definitely make sure that we're hitting that ground running. But yeah, I'm very happy with our pre-season fixtures. You know, Everton at home, Werder Bremen at home. Yeah, all really, really good. Obviously, hopefully a good camp away in Germany and wherever they go. So yeah, really looking forward to it. Can't wait. Do you think Sheaf will leave, and how much could we get? There's cuddles we get. Thank you for the cuddles, Mark, on Facebook. I don't want Sheaf to go. Do I think he'll go? I'm going to say no. But if he did go, then minimum for me would be, I know they've said minimum of 10 million, but minimum of 20 for me. He's potentially going to be our captain, isn't he? So he's got to be up there in the 20 millions with what he does and what he offers, and with how young he is and he's still got contract. Yeah, definitely. 20 million. AD Carter, thank you very much, AD. Evening all. Who are you going with in goalkeeper as your number one? Yeah, I've just done a pre-show on TikTok actually, and that question came up, and I don't think there's not a right answer. I think it's going to be a difficult one. I think it's going to be up in the air again. You know, we've been linked with, you know, so many. Johansson went Stoke that everybody kind of wanted, so he's out the picture now. Yeah, it's a difficult one. It really is a difficult one, because I don't think anybody's going to be really happy with whoever they bring in. I don't think they're going to be happy with who comes in. Do you go for a younger one and have him as pushing Collins, but then Collins is going to be your number one probably? Or do they go for a more experienced and have Collins as a number two, but then are we going to have the same issues as we did previously? Yeah, I don't. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. But remember, we are doing shows that are coming up with who we want our transfers to be. The first one is goalkeepers, so keep an eye out for that one. Glenn has said, what's your favourite show last season for all things Sky Blue? We did a few, to be fair. I did a podcast with Hannah Kumari. That was good. I've got to go for probably the Man United one that we did with Jay Mottershead. He was really good. But we did loads. You know, the mental health one, what we did with Danny and I think it was Josh's uncle, I think. So yeah, we did a few really good ones. But yeah, the one that topped it, probably the Man United one, probably. Mark North again. Do you think Sheaf will leave, and how much do you think is worth? I just kind of answered that one. I hope he doesn't go. I don't think he will go. But if he did, no less than 20 million. All good, loves you. Thank you very much, Mark. Sky Blue Sam, if Sheaf goes, who's your captain next season? If Sheaf does go, then I would give it Thomas straight away. Bobby Thomas would be my vice captain anyway, I think. Would you take Alan Brown from Preston on a free? 100%. I like Alan Brown a lot. I think he'd had some steel in there that we may have missed previously. Again, strength and depth in that position. So yeah, Alan Brown definitely. Thoughts on Jack Ridoni? Like him a lot. I wouldn't say he was a great player, but he's definitely a good championship player. Can he push on to that next level? Can he add more goals to his game with us? Possibly, yes. We have that knack of doing things like that. So yeah, I like Jack Ridoni as well. But again, it's all speculation. Until I see that handshake, I'm not going to believe anything that I hear until I see that handshake. People that know that listen to me last season will know that that's what I do in pre-season. I wait until that handshake has happened before I hear anything. I don't think we have a first choice goalkeeper yet. Well, at the minute it's Collins. And up until, the last, 4, 5, maybe 6 games of the season, Collins was up there in terms of stats when he played. I don't think he's a bad goalkeeper, but to get us to the Premier League, again, I think we may have to go down a different direction, possibly. Lee Nichols, yeah, I know Mark on here. Mark Smith's a massive fan of Lee Nichols. He wanted him instead of Johansson anyway. But yeah, here's a good one. No worries, AD. Thank you very much. Do you think Harrison Burrows will sign from Peterborough? Again, we still don't know on that one. Who is that one player that we've got that first come scenario, really? because it could be a number of, it could be Edwards at the back, it could be Burrows, it could be Poku, it could be Cipriano. You know, they've got some good players, Peterborough, and it could be any one of them. You would like to think that it is Burrows just because he's captain, player of the year in League One. You know, he was standout for them, definitely, him and Mason Clark. So it would make sense that it was him, but we'll have to wait and see. Do you think Sheaf will cement his place in the middle from the start? Oh, 100%. And if we don't sign a new midfielder, Sheaf and Torp, I still think, to be fair, Sheaf and Torp are going to be the best central midfield pairing in the league, without a shadow of a doubt. Sheaf and Torp are going to be so good together, I think. And I think Eccles needs to up his game a lot more. Not Sheaf. You were on about Torp. Yeah, I think Torp starts ahead of Eccles for me. And like I said, I think Eccles needs to step up another gear to try and take Torp out of the equation a little bit. I don't know. It's a difficult one, but yeah, I think Torp and Sheaf start together. Do we try and bring Binks back? Yes, I would like Binks to come back. I think he was better than Kitchen for me. I'm not a massive fan of Kitchen, but yeah, like I said, I'm not a massive fan of Kitchen, and I would bring Sheaf back, definitely. Yeah. So, will King back Robbins or wait till Sheaf's sold? No, I think he'll get. I think he'll get the backing that we need. He has to. He wants the Premier League within 4 years now, doesn't he? So, I think he has to. I think he has to back him. You know, if Vic leads Sporting, then obviously that will bring more money in for us as well. So yeah, that would be good. Thoughts on Stamik and Nialto possibility joining? Yeah, I think there's more traction on that Stamik's guy than there is on that Nialto. But again, until I see him shaking hands with Doug King and Mark Robbins, it's all just speculation to me. I won't believe anything until I see it. Sky Blue Sam, Sims to Brentford. I can't see it. I think Brentford are going to be shooting for possibly slightly bigger fish than Sims. Possibly. I hope he doesn't go anyway. I hope he stays because, again, I've just mentioned that I've said Sims is going to be our player of the season next year. So I hope he doesn't go. I hope he doesn't go anywhere. Glenn's also said, do we move Palmer on if he's not going to sign a new deal? Yeah, good question. And probably, yeah, you may as well get money for him now because I think we get a fee for him. Again, another one that I don't particularly want to see go. But again, if he's not going to... Look, Robbins has already come out at the end of last season and said he doesn't want anybody here for stepping stones. He wants them here to get us to that Premier League and stay for the long haul and not just jump ship at the first chance that they get. So yeah, I totally think that we should be moving him on if he doesn't want to sign. But hopefully he does sign. Hopefully that isn't an issue, and hopefully everything's okay. Who's going to be our top goal scorer next season? Well, since I've said that Sims is going to be the player of the season, I think I've got to go Sims on that one as well. I think it's going to be close again between Wright and Sims. Wright for me, he's got to work harder. He doesn't work hard enough for me off the ball. But yeah, it's one of them. It's the unknown, isn't it? We'll wait and see who else comes in, see if there's anybody to challenge them. Obviously, Macaulay Langstaff's been name's been bandied around again, and so has Lawrence Shankland and other players like that can possibly come in. So we'll have to wait and see. Thoughts on season ticket changes for Family Zone and the disabled fans? Yeah, I'm probably going to be in the little bit of the minority on this one, really, just because I understand people's arguments for it and why but they've got to start weaning out the people that are abusing it, and unfortunately, it is going to affect other people for the family zones and stuff. And I know it's not right, and I know it's not easy you're not going to make everybody happy, but we've got to start getting people bums on seats all the time and seeing the fans that's in there. Look, I'm coming from a place where I can afford it, and I can go to every games. I'll make it happen, sort of thing. But I know other fans can't. Disabled fans is a little bit different, I think, to the family zones, just because I don't think that they are necessarily as well looked after by the club. I think they could do slightly more. But again, I understand, because I probably don't know enough about it and the ins and outs of it, because I don't have to, I don't have to deal with it. So I'm not saying I shut my eyes to it, but I just don't look into it as much as I would if I was in that situation. And I'd probably, if I was in that situation, I'd probably feel as aggrieved as them. But I'm not, so I kind of move away from it a little bit, I suppose. I probably shouldn't, but I do. Under average Cov fan, do you think Allen and Godden leave this summer? The answer is yes, I think they do. I think they both move on, which means we need an extra body in there anyway. And we need an extra striker if Godden goes as well. But yeah, I think they both move on. Maybe for a small fee, maybe by mutual consent, of maybe that way. But yeah, I think Allen and Godden have both gone. I'll be surprised if they're both there. Maybe one stays, maybe Allen, but I'll be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, if they both go. I'll be surprised if they both stay. Glenn, would you like to see Douch involved in the first team pre-season games? Yes, 100%. I think his cameos that he did towards the end of the season, I thought they were okay. He looked like he worked off the ball. He didn't really have much of the ball when he come on, to be fair. But I think it depends on when you come into that game. And, we've seen top class players come onto the pitch and, in the Premier League and in the Championship and not do much when they come on. But yeah, I hope he does get a bit more. And the same with the B crew. I like a B crew. I think he could, if Godden goes, we get another striker in and we have a B crew. And that's your 4 strikers, I think. Because even if we play with 2 up front, we've got Mason Clark, we've got Sakamoto, we've got that Rodriguez, we've got Palmer, we've got, if Allen stays, we've got Allen, we've got Eccles that can possibly play there as well. So we are starting to build a little bit more. And if Jack Burrows comes back, we can possibly push Milan further forward and play on that wing like we did. Someone's just mentioned Burrows there. Is it time to sell Burrows? No, I don't. I think people will know that I like Burrows anyway. But I think it's time for Burrows to really push himself and try and get into that first team. What's your hopes for the home and away shirt designs? Look, I quite like simple. I don't like to mess around with things too much. So sky blue and white striped shirts for me, with a little bit of a twist, maybe not too much, but yeah, I quite like simple kits. But yeah, away, maybe go and do the brown kit, maybe. Not yellow. Don't particularly like yellow for it. But yeah, I like it. I like it simple. Disappointed that a new sponsor not yet announced yet, and home kit not announced either. Yeah, I think things just look. I know things just take time, don't they? And it's a little bit. Again, we want things. Everybody wants things straight away, and it's not always that easy. But I'm sure as soon as it's sorted, they will bring it out. I've answered that one to Sky Blue Sam. Underadvich Cov fan. Where does Latty play for us next season? I think he's in central midfield. But again, with Latty, he has got that versatility that he can play pretty much anywhere on the pitch. Oh, Wes has just come in and said the away kit is yellow this season. Are you just saying that because I said I didn't want yellow? Sponsored to be Monzo, apparently. I haven't seen the new Jamaica shirts. No, have I? No, I didn't know. Should we use the loan market more? Yes. But again, I want it being used in the right way. I don't want us to just use all 5 straight away. I don't think we will. But, 2 or 3. And then in January, see where we are and maybe get another 2. Because I think you can have 5, can't you? I think. So 2 or 3, and then see where we are, and then build on that, and let's see. Sponsor Monzo. Mark says, have we got any more shows on this week? We're recording one. I'm not going to say too much until it's recorded, and then we'll do a. I will say we're going to. We're doing Fans Around the World. We're doing a show called Fans Around the World. So we're going to get a couple of different Cov fans that are obviously in different countries. So you can be anywhere. You can be Uganda. We've got a couple from Ireland, USA, Germany. So we're doing Fans Around the World. We're going to be recording it, I think, on Thursday, and then that will probably be out for maybe Friday night, Saturday morning, maybe for people to peruse and have a listen to. Ashley Monk, thank you very much, Ashley. Away kit is black. Cheers, mate. I don't want black. Thoughts on England? Not a good way to end the friendlies, I suppose. I just hope that they start turning up when the real games kick in on Sunday for them. Dave, thanks, Dave, on YouTube. Love Hummel kits, but please just a plain sky blue kit this season for once. 1960s, 1970s. That sounds good. Nice and simple, Dave. I like simple. Any Euro 2024 predictions? Look, I want England to win. I'm doing 2 sweepstakes. One I've got Poland, one I've got Scotland. So either one of them probably I wouldn't mind going on and winning, but I don't think I've got much hope of either, if I'm honest. But yeah, obviously I want to see England win. Can I think they win? I think they can. Will they? Probably not. Scribbly Sam, are you doing shows from the Anecdote next season still? Yes. We have got other things in the pipeline as well, but that's on the back burner. Not on the back burner, but that's not confirmed yet. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But hopefully, yes, from the Anecdote as well. Where's biggest place to fill is a Premiership ready goalkeeper. Ours ain't good enough. Yeah, I mentioned that already, Wes. You were a little bit late on the on coming in on that one, but I have been asked the question already. And yes, I just don't think that people are going to be happy with who we bring in, regardless of who it is, whether it's an up and coming under-21s goalkeeper from a Premiership or whether it's Lee Nichols from Huddersfield. I just think there's going to be question marks over that position until somebody comes in and settles that position down for us. I think there's going to be question marks all season, regardless of who you bring in. It doesn't matter. But yeah, it's going to be a really tough position. That I think everything else kind of, speaks for itself. But that one position is going to be tough to get people on board with. Stephen McGovern. Hi, Steve. Hope you're okay. Thank you for coming on. Will the safe standing be ready for this season? I believe so. That's what they've said, that safe standing is behind the goal this season. So, yeah. Belgium will win the Euros. England out in quarterfinals. Okay. I hope that's the other way around. I hope England go further than Belgium. We should do. Look, England should be getting to that final and giving it a really good go. Steve, I can't believe De Silva got a couple of starts for Wales. Well, he got man of the match in one of them, so he can't be doing that bad. I think we need to kind of lay off De Silva a little bit. I'm feeling a little bit not sorry for the lad, but he's being put in there, and it's a team game. They, I know they lost 4-0, 4-5-0 that they lost the other day, and they shouldn't be losing that game. In fairness, either. But it's not all down to De Silva, just like it's not all down to De Silva for Coventry. And I think De Silva needs. People are seeing something in him to start him. I don't necessarily think that he is the best defensively, but going forward, I think he can do a job. So yeah, I think we need to lay off De Silva a little bit. I think he's getting a little bit of a rough ride. Page has put him in there for a couple of games. Like I said, he's got man of the match in one of them. And they got a heavy beat in the other that he was part of, but so was others that were in there. You had Dan James that was in there from Leeds. You had Ampadu in there as well. They've got some good players, and I think it was just one of them games. But hopefully he can push on, learn from the experiences, and be a better player for Coventry next year. Are you going to the Everton and Werder Bremen games? Providing that I'm not doing anything else, yes, I will be. Mark, if you had the choice, would you rather England win the Euros or Cov for promotion? Mark says Cov for promotion for me. International football is boring. I don't like friendlies. I do prefer just the tournament side of things. So, but you're asking me the question, Cov in England. I'm taking Cov every day of the week. I'd much prefer Cov to win promotion than England win the Euros. 100%. I don't think friendlies are boring, but once it gets, like I said, once it gets to the actual tournament side of things, when it starts on Friday, I'll be rooting and I'll be watching the games as much as I can, really. But yeah. But you're asking me about Cov and England, and I take Cov promotion over England winning. Thoughts on Josh Windass on a free? Yeah, I'd take Josh Windass, but I still believe, like I said before, until they've actually shaken that manager's hand or that owner's hand, I don't believe it, because I've on TikTok earlier, somebody came on and said, from a Sheffield Wednesday fan, that Josh Windass has signed a contract extension at Sheffield Wednesday. So it looks like he might be staying there as well. So for me, anything that I hear are all speculation. And yeah. Sky Blue Sam, what's your early championship predictions? I did put one out on X with where I think that we'd finish. And I think I actually put us down for third, but winning the playoffs. if you could guarantee me a playoff win, I'd go playoffs every time. But because you can't, I'll gladly go up second. As long as we go up, then yeah. Show De Silva some love. Yeah, totally agree, Sky Blue Sam. He's a better winger than a defender. Yeah, going forward is much better. Going forward is better than Bidwell. Defensively, he isn't. If you could amalgamate the two together, that would be a great player. What do we do with Tavares next season? Yeah, difficult one. Difficult one with Tavares. Me personally, depending on who else we bring in, I think you might have to send Tavares out on loan. You might even have to sell him, do we say? Might do. He showed good glimpses when he's fit and when he's on it. But he's had a couple of big injuries now, hasn't he? And, you know, he's still young. He's still got time. The same happened with Jody Jones. I don't know. I know it's different injuries. Obviously, Jody Jones had the same injury. But, yeah, it's a tough one. I'd probably send him out on loan, I think. If we get enough people in the right places. If we don't, then maybe we keep him for a body. If you had to... Oh, God, here we go. If you had to sell one of these three players, who would you sell? Sheaf, Wright, Sims, or Milan? I'm going to say Wright. I'm going to say we sell Wright. Reason being... Yeah, reason being is Wright is the oldest of them all. And I think there's more to come from Sims and Milan. Because Sims and Milan are both, the same age? About 21, I think, aren't they? Sheaf's 26, 27. And Hadji Wright's, 26, 27, maybe? Something like that, I think, as well. But yeah, I'm probably selling Wright, in all honesty. And again, like I've already mentioned, he doesn't work hard enough the ball for me. If I see a different Wright next season, then we'll have to wait and see. But yeah. Mark Smith said, any truth in us signing McNair? I'd like to think so. I'd like to think there is. You may know more than me, Mark. But I'm gonna say I would again. I don't know. I'm not in the know or anything. But yeah, I'd like McNair to sign, just like I would Alan Brown to sign. I think they both add quality and depth to positions that we need filling, really. And it gives us options to try different things. But like I said, until they're shaking hands with the manager, I'm not going to believe it. Bring back Sam McCallum. Yeah, Sam McCallum's, to be fair, is probably the closest to Bidwell and De Silva together. But you know who I would try and bring back as well, maybe? Ryan Giles. I know Middlesbrough want him back. I think he's available. So why not? I'd have Ryan Giles ahead of Sam McCallum. What are you guys saying? Would any of you take back Ryan Giles? Because there's a lot of talk about bringing Sam McCallum back, but no one's mentioned Ryan Giles. Like I said, I liked him. I thought he was very good. Under average Cov fan, think Giles has signed for Hull, but not sure if new manager wants him. Okay. Well, I thought I saw the other week that he was linked with going back to Middlesbrough. So I think Giles would cost 3 to 4 million. Would he? What's left on his contract? Let me see if I can quickly Google him. He is at Hull. He is at Hull, yeah. Would you try and sign McNally? I'm going to say no to McNally because I think Latty and Bobby, obviously, are both better. I think he worked well with Fads and Doyle. The one that I would try and bring back would be Doyle. But I think he's going to go to a lower end or mid-table Premier League loan, probably. Might even go back to Leicester or somewhere like that. But then, obviously, Maresca's gone to Chelsea, hasn't he? So he's the new Chelsea manager. And I can't see him going Chelsea. So you never know. You never know. There might be an option to try and get him back. I'd love Doyle. I'd love Doyle back. Here's one player that I would take back in a heartbeat. I think Doyle will end up at Southampton or another club like that. Yeah, Southampton. Look, any of the Premier League sides that are the bottom end, I would agree with you. But why not? Why not try and go for him again? I think Doyle would be a great option. Imagine Doyle and Thomas at the back. Oh, absolutely brilliant. New goalkeeper, Milan, Thomas, Doyle, new left back, Sheaf, Torp, new midfielder, Sakamoto, Mason Clark, Sims up front. Yeah, I'd take that. Will Cov finish above Burnley? Yes. Will Cov finish above Luton? Yes. Yeah, I think we're a different side. Will Cov finish above Sheffield United? Yes. I think we're a different side to what Burnley, Luton, and Sheffield United played when they not last season, the season before. We're a different side now. We've got different players. We've got Milan. Milan needs to run at players more with his pace. He'll scare a lot of players. And these teams, Burnley, Luton, look, we don't know who the Burnley's manager is going to be. Luton, are they going to be the same team? I think some of the players will probably go when the transfer window opens. Sheffield United will probably have to sell. It's all up in the air. Sorba Thomas from Huddersfield for 750k. I'd take that. Yeah, definitely. Sorba Thomas, again, I like. Can play on the wing. I think he can play that number 10 role as well. Yeah. A lot of our transfer budget for players next season will have to go on improved wages. That doesn't help our overall squad numbers. Excuse me. A lot of our transfer budget for players next season will have to go on improved wages. That doesn't help our overall squad numbers. You're probably right to a certain extent, I think. But again, the manager's got a back. He knows that he's losing money. He wants to get to that Premier League. If you can't get them by, by buying them for a higher fee and you need to pay a little bit more in wages, then that's what we need to do. But he has to do that with the current squad as well as buying new players. Sheaf will probably need an improved contract. He's only got, 2 years left to run. Would you make one last offer to Hare of an increased contract? Well, I think they've already done that, haven't they? And that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for him to come on a little bit and see what happens. He's still weighed up his options, which he's got every right to do. But yeah, I think they've done it. I don't think we do anymore. He either wants to stay or he doesn't. It's a shame that it's gone out that way, I suppose, to a certain extent. But look, we didn't have him for some of last season because of injuries and things like that as well. And it's one. Look, we cope without Vic. We cope without Hamer. Let's push on with the people that want to be at the club. Yeah, but up it a little better, more maybe. But then, how much more is more? Is it $5,000? Is it $10,000? Is it 15? Where does it end? There's only so much that a club can do, and if he doesn't want to accept it, then he doesn't want to accept it. We move on. I hope he does stay because he is on his day is one of the best in his position in the Championship, not in the Premiership. We don't know about that yet, but. What's your 5 best centre halves of the Robins second spell? That was a question on CWR, wasn't it, Glenn? You've got that off them. I saw that going around. Now, can we have loans or is it just permanence? Answer that question for me first, and then I'll come up with a list. Okay, loans are included. Kind of makes it a little bit easier. This is in no particular order, by the way. I haven't, because you've literally just asked me the question now. So this is literally just off the top of my head, and I may have forgotten maybe one or two, but I'm going to go for obviously Doyle, McNally, Fads, Leo Ostergaard, and you know what? Probably Panzo as well. I think I did like Panzo. So there's my 5 for you. Any others? Any different ones that people have come up with that I may have forgotten? Darraj Singh, expectations for Coventry in the new season. I'm going to go 3rd with the playoff win. 3rd with the playoff final win. Does the squad still need to gel like we did last season? It'll always need to gel because you're always bringing in new players and old players. However, it won't need as much, I don't think. I think we'll be quicker off the feet this time. I do. I think we're going to start better because I don't think we've got a better squad, and we don't need to gel as much. I picked Josh Pass, Declan Drysdale, Morgan Williams, Rod McDonald, and James Pearson. Nice, like it. Darroch, we always have a slow start to the season. Yep, hopefully we don't this time. Hopefully we don't. Let's have our fingers and toes crossed, shall we? That would be great. If it didn't, it would be really good. Don't want a slow start, do we? We want a nice, fast start. Get out the blocks. Nice, fast start. And no FA Cup run this time. I still want an FA Cup run. I want a league run as well. Come on, let's get it all going and let's get it all out there. I just want to see us in the Premier League. Me too. Who's going to do best out of the promoted sides from League One? I think Portsmouth will. I think in my list that I had Oxford being bottom. I don't think they're going to be good enough. I think Oxford and I think Derby just stay out of the relegation zone. I think that's what I had down. Can't quite remember. Do you want Villa in the League Cup or FA Cup? Man United again to right a wrong. That would be quite interesting to prefer if we did have United again to have all that going. That would be great. But look, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered who we get. I just want to see us do well in every competition. That's what it's about. That's what you've got a squad for. And that's why we need a bigger squad and a better squad. Because, it didn't help us with that cup run last season. Who will be Coventry's best players this season coming up? Last season, it was Sheaf, Wright and Sims, Sakamoto, but he got injured. Yeah, Sakamoto, I think, is going to come back well. I think Sims is going to start. I'm hoping that Sims starts off well. He's going to be my player of the season. Maybe one of the new lads. I'm going to go maybe Mason Clark, Bobby Thomas. Mason Clark. Yeah, like I just mentioned. Let's hope one of them do really, really well and see how they go. That would be great. Or that, Rodriguez, the one the lad that we signed from the Australian A-League. Yeah, that would be good as well. I just can't wait to see everybody. I love pre-season. Well, I don't love pre-season. Obviously, I prefer the league, but I like this transfer. I love the transfer window. It's great. And then obviously the Fantasy Premier League comes back into it as well, which I love to do. FPL. Getting ready to watch the FPL shows again. That'd be great. Everton at the CBS Arena. Yep, can't wait. Are you going to go, Darraj? Who else is going to go to the Everton and Werder Bremen pre-season games? Is everybody going to go, or are you going to miss it? Time does fly when you're having fun. Nearly done an hour. Nearly time to come off. Glenn, I'll go Everton with brother-in-law who's a toffee. Ah, nice. Excellent, Glenn. Like it. Like it. I think people need to realise it doesn't matter if we lose to Everton. It's only a friendly. It's not a league game. Yeah. A lot of things get bandied about, don't they, during pre-season? If we get absolutely turned over by Everton, everyone's going to be going, oh, well, we can't compete this year. It's going to be a shit season and all sorts, isn't it? You know, yeah, Benfica, yeah, 7-2. I was just about to say Benfica. You know, people are going to be throwing their arms up in the air. Same as Werder Bremen as well. You know, if we don't win them both, you know, everyone's going to be, right, it's going to be a shit season. Don't want to know about it. Don't want to do it. Not going to games. Selling my season ticket. Pre-season games is exactly what it is. Pre-season. It's about to get minutes in their legs. Yes, we like to see good opposition. And we want to beat good opposition. But it's not about that. It's about, you know, Robin setting his tactics in, what he wants to see the players doing. You know, whether we're going to play a high line or whether we're going to sit back, when to go forward, when to hold. You know, there's so much that goes into pre-season that we don't see and we don't realise that goes into it. So, look, let's just go there, watch the Everton new boys and the new players that they've brought in, and, you know, their old players that they had, you know, Pickford probably won't be there because he'll probably still be on international duty or extended leave or something like that anyway, you know, but other players that you might want to see that they've possibly signed, you know. Be good to see internationals like Pickford. Yeah, look, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, yeah, it'd be good to see him. Branthwaite, he obviously, and Tarkowski, because they didn't go to the Euros. So they'll probably be around. So, yeah, it'll be good to see them, you know, Sims and Wright and Sakamoto and Milan, you know, to test them against good opposition. Win, lose or draw, it doesn't matter. It's about getting minutes in the legs and making sure that they're slowly getting up to scratch. That's what we want to see. I remember about, 3-4 years ago maybe, that pre-season we could not win for toffee. We could not win for toffee. Couldn't score, conceded loads. And we started the season off, 8 unbeaten? I think it was the year that Forest went up. We beat Forest first game of the season. I think it might have been a Fad's late goal. I think we won 2-1 or 3-2 or something like that. It was Robin's time, weren't it? That season, I think it was, but that pre-season, I remember we could not win. We couldn't do anything pre-season. We lost every game, I think. Couldn't score, you know, and we had a brilliant start to that season. And obviously that one tailed off, and I think we actually got in the January. I think we got Victor that season. Darren Huckabee insists that Mark Robins should be given all of the profits to strengthen Coventry's squad if Victor is sold in the summer. Yeah, it's easy to say that he should be given all the money. It's too easy. It doesn't work like that. There's other things that have got to be paid for. I'm sure he'll get a chunk of it. And he'll get a chunk of the cup money and the season ticket money and the money that we generate of other revenues, kits and whatever else, you know. But there's other things. It can't just all be given to him to do what he likes with. It's, you know, it's, as Robbins always says, it's incremental steps, isn't it? Making sure that we're step by step, season, we're getting stronger. Yes, we didn't finish as high as we did the previous, but our squad's better going into this season. Our squad's much better. You know, and it's about that. It's about every season looking at what's better than was the previous. You know, if we've got a better squad and we finish 15th, you know, 13th, 15th, for us, that's a poor season. We shouldn't be finishing there. Last season, I predicted that we were going to finish top 8. I was just out. We finished 9th. I said we were a top 8 side. This year, I'm going to say we're a top 6 side because I believe that we are, because the teams that have come down, I think, are poorer, and the teams that have come up from League One are probably just as good, if not maybe a little bit worse, the likes of Oxford, you know. But all the teams around us are, you know, we've got to go in with expectations that we're going to win every game because we can do it. We've got to start off fast. We can't start off slow. And, you know, that will be, it will just be interesting to see what happens. But I don't agree with it. You can give Robbins all the money because I don't think Mark's the manager to spend it anyway. I think he's very a shrewd manager. He uses his coaching staff and his scouts to the fullest extent to get the best possible deals out there. So, yeah. Any other questions before we go then, guys? Because we've been on just over an hour. And always, in my opinion, show runs for an hour or just about if there's questions coming in. If there's not, I will say thank you very much. Just remember where you can find us. We are available on X or Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We're sponsored by Right Steel Fabrications and we're partnered with the Anecdote Sports Bar at the CBS Arena. Please go and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on podcasts as well, so go in, have a listen to the podcasts on there, Spotify, Amazon Prime, or wherever else you get your podcasts from. What else is there? Look out for up-and-coming shows. Remember, fans from around the world coming up. And there's other news and reviews coming up as well in our shows. Just watch out for our X Spaces as well, which we do every other Sunday until the season starts. Obviously, I do this every other week as well. On different days, so look out for that as well. But remember, hit that like and subscribe button on our YouTube channel for more really good content. So from that, I will say thank you very much for listening. Good night and play up Sky Blues.